In triangle XYZ, the measure of angle X is X degrees, the measure of angle Y is Y degrees, and the measure of angle Z is 31 degrees. If X is greater than Y greater than 31, which of the following additional pieces of information is not sufficient to determine the values of X and Y? Okay, in the triangle XYZ, at the vertex X, we have the interior angle X degrees, and at the vertex Y, we have the interior angle Y degrees, okay, X positive Y, and at the vertex Z, we have the interior angle 31 degrees. Okay, in any triangle, the three interior angles will add up to 180 degrees. So these three quantities will add up to 180. Okay, now let's solve for x in this equation. For that, we have to subtract 31 from both sides of this equation, and also we have to subtract y from both sides. Actually, we have two unknowns, x and y, in this equation. We have to solve for one of the unknowns. I solve for x. And if I want, I can even solve for y. Okay, anyways, positive y, negative y will cancel out. Positive 31, negative 31 will cancel out. I am getting x equals to, when I simplify this one, I am getting a 149 negative y. Here I got the value of x in terms of y. Okay, now in the given answer choices, we have expressions, and we have to find the one which is not sufficient to determine the value of x and y. Okay, now let me verify answer choice A. That is, let's assume we know the value of this expression, and that value is k. Then we can write this one as 31 negative x and negative 3y. The value of this expression is k. And now we know the value of x in terms of y, that is 149 negative y. Now let's plug in this one for x over here. In that case, we have to check whether we'll be able to solve for y or not. Okay, so here we have 31 negative. For x, we can plug in 149 negative y, negative 3y equals to k. What if I distribute the negative sign over here and here, particularly for this negative y? Negative times sign will become positive y, and we have negative 3y. When I simplify this one, I'm getting negative 2y. Anyways, so when I do simplification of this expression, y exists on the left side. So that is, we'll be able to solve for y in this equation. Once we get the value of y, we can plug in the value of y over here in this equation over here, and we can solve for x. So the information we have in answer choice A is sufficient to determine the values of x and y, but our aim is to get the one which is not sufficient. So we can reject answer choice A, and let's do the same check for the information we have in answer choice B, that is the value of this expression. The same thing, we can assume the value of this expression as k, then we'll be getting an equation, that is 31 positive 3x positive y equals to k. Now we can plug in this one for x over here, and we have to check whether y exists in this equation or it vanishes. Okay, so let's plug in this stuff for y, I mean x over here, 149 negative y positive y equals to k. Let's write this 31 as it is. Okay, now when I distribute this positive 3, particularly to this negative y, I am getting negative 3y, and here we have positive y. When I combine them, I am getting negative 2y. Anyways, y does not vanish in this equation, so we'll be able to solve for y in this equation. So the same thing, when we get the value of y, we can get the value of x using this equation. So this information, I mean the information we have in answer choice B is sufficient to determine the values of x and y. We can reject this one as well. Okay, now let's consider answer choice C. Let's assume the value of this expression is k. Then we get 31 negative 3x positive 3y equals to k. When I plug in this one for x over here, I'll be getting positive 3y over here in this term, and I'll be a positive 3y over here. When I combine them, I'm getting positive 6y. So again, y does not vanish in this equation, so we can get the value of y. Using that, I will be able to get the value of x. So this information is sufficient, so we can reject this one as well. Okay, finally we can consider the information we have an answer choice D. Okay, let's assume the value of this expression is just k. Then we get 31 negative 3x and negative 3y equals to k. Then we have 31 negative 3 times. For x, we can plug in this stuff. Then we get 149 negative y, negative 3y equals to k. 31 negative, when I distribute this negative 3 to this 149, I am getting negative 447. Negative 3 times negative y is positive 3y, negative 3y equals to k. Okay, here this positive 3y, negative 3y will become 0. Then we get the result at 31 negative 447 equals to k. So y is no more in this equation. That is, we are not able to solve for y when I use the information in answer choice D. When I'm not able to solve for y in this information, I won't be able to solve for x as well. So this information is not sufficient to determine the values of x and y. So the correct answer choice for this question is D.